And welcome to AM Business. Now, military men are noted for mental toughness and discipline, an essential tool for business. Perhaps the reason why some corporate institutions organize military training programs for its staff. Well, to prepare them similarly for the business world, the 2020 cohort of Cosmos Innovation Center Agritech Challenge spent a week at the Shire Hills Army Recruit Training School. Karen Dodo joined the team and has come through with this.
Over the past 5 years, the Cosmos Innovation Center Agritech Challenge has churned out about 15 successful startups in the agriculture value chain. Over a 10-month period, the young entrepreneurs are coached to create tech-based businesses to solve problems. In the end, the two most outstanding businesses are awarded a seed capital of $50,000 each. It's another year, and a new batch of young agriculture enthusiasts have qualified for the 5th edition. Day 1 saw 125 successful applicants converge at the KIC hub in Accra. They were anxious and eager to get on the bus to find out what awaited them at the boot camp. Programs Director of the Cosmos Innovation Center, Benjamin Jan Kesse, explains the rationale behind the boot camp.
Over the past 4 years, we decided that we're going to expose our entrepreneurs to this military discipline. Learning discipline, time management, learning how to work in teams, learning how to craft our strategy, learning how to deal with inefficient team members, learning how to lead, how to be led and follow instructions, learning how to, in all things, how to keep your sanity and how to identify threats, opportunities, and so forth and so on. So we felt that building this relationship would be very good for us and bringing our entrepreneurs year on year.
After the registration and a briefing on safety tips, they were set to go. The Army Recruits Training School, located in Shire Hills for the next 6 days, was going to be their place of abode to train them mentally and physically for the tasks ahead to be entrepreneurs. The recruits were welcomed by their course captain, Captain Gabriel Abugri, who gave them a briefing of what to expect during their stay at the training school.
Now, over the period or within the period, if you have any issues, any peculiar issues that you think that I should know about, don't hesitate to let me know. Is that clear? Yes, sir. If you have any medical issues, private issues, anything that you think that I should know about, please let me know.
Right from the first morning, the KIC Agritechies had to adjust their usual morning routine as they were waking up as early as 4 a.m. to engage in some physical training. As the slogan of the recruit school goes, hard training, easy battle. And that's exactly what these recruits were in for. Several days of different physical exercises, obstacle courses, and even some safety training on how to fire a rifle. The most intriguing part for these recruits was a night spent in the bush, the night adaptation, all in a bid to train them on surveillance and endurance. Here, they got to appreciate the work of the military personnel.
I'm enjoying it in that this is a brand new experience. I've never thought I'll go and lie in someone's open field like this. So I'm really enjoying it, and I'm learning a whole lot. That in everything, it doesn't matter what you're used to. In everything, choose life first. So we are lying here because we want to save our lives.
I'm not scared, and it's a very nice experience, and it's a lesson for entrepreneurs. If you are moving in that road, that journey which is quite, one would say, controversial in its nature, you need the people who can back you, who can support you, who can give you the morale, people who are ready to die for you.
Just as was done for the recruits from the 2019 edition, the Agritechies were given the chance to visit Mount Cloem, also within the Shire Sudoku district. The trip up and down the mountain was estimated to be 4.5 kilometers. After several days of physical training, these recruits felt no mountain was too great to surmount. With vim and bottles of water, they started their journey in a single file. However, 20 minutes into the 2-hour journey, and some could not take the exhaustion.
Angela, you can do it.
After several careful steps, sips of water and hundreds of stops, they finally made it to the summit, an accomplishment they would never forget.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. It's been a nice experience, though I thought I couldn't do it, but then ever since I started, I'm saying that I'm going. I'm on track, sir.
It was a bit difficult. At a point, it's very okay, like you can walk a bit. But when you get to some point, it's very steep. Then my ear will be burning like fire, so I just put water on it. But I didn't drink water.
I was wondering if I could even reach the top, like if I can even make it. But I'm happy I've been able to reach the top, and at least I'm happy I'm here. It's my first time though. I've never climbed any mountain before, yeah.
The trip to Mount Cloem was not only meant to entertain them, but to teach them a lesson on perseverance in life.
So this part of the whole training is basically to push them to test their endurance. You know, climbing this mountain, I told them initially that it's like life. The higher you go, the more difficult it becomes. But it doesn't mean that you have to stop. It doesn't mean that you get to go back. You can only move forward. So this is more of, it signifies life as a whole. For them as investors, as small business owners, and as entrepreneurs. You meet challenges on the way, but the ability to surmount those challenges is what we are looking for. So that is why we took them through this exercise, for them to be able to test themselves and to prove to themselves that they can really do it. And they all made it up here. That's the joy of it all.
When they were not on field, the Agritechies were in the classroom, getting lessons on topics on military training such as time management, leadership and teamwork. Lieutenant Colonel Lawrence Deku of the Army Recruits Training School explains how the recruits can incorporate the training in their businesses.
These things are taught in renowned universities. For example, Harvard Business School teaches Sun Tzu's Art of War, because most of the principles that were alluded to by Sun Tzu as far back as 2,000 years are still applicable to businesses today. In whatever venture they want to do, they should be disciplined. They should learn the ethical way of doing business. The ethical way or the right way of doing things will always stand the test of time.
Country Manager of Cosmos Energy Ghana, Joe Mensah, paid a visit to the campus. This time around, he was pleased with the improvement with the number of female participants in the competition.
And I see the enthusiasm in the people and the fact that several of them have experienced entrepreneurial activity before coming here. So it's quite exciting. Over the years, we have struggled to get a good balance. And now 40% of the people are going to end up being like women, which is quite exciting. We had a special boot camp to really go out there and seek and solicit to find, women to participate. And the numbers here gives me a warm feeling that, in fact, we will. And as I said earlier in my speech, that I'm always very biased when it comes to women participation, because I personally feel that if we have more women in position of leadership, this world will be a better place. So I'm excited.
At the end of the entire week, it was obvious that the decision to enroll in this competition is one that these young people will never regret.
This has been one of the best and the great programs I've attended so far. With regards to the courses they are taking us through, there are courses that are really going to have an impact in our life, that are going to change our lives positively. Even as to whether if you don't go through the final selection process, but the little knowledge you have will push you to do something on your own, and later on you give testimonies about it.
One interesting thing is that you realize that you wake up very early, so the day is very longer for you. But unlike when we are in our comfort zone, you can sleep, you wake up the time you like, and then before you realize you have not done so much at the end of the day. But here you realize that you wake up so early, so you are properly managing time and being productive and doing what you're supposed to do.
So as a young entrepreneur, I think like this is one of like the best boot camps we could ever have, because the soldiers teach us how to endure, and they constantly tell us that pain is a state of our mind. So we are taught how to push away that mind of pain and just endure till we get what we want to do. And it's going to really help us in our business and entrepreneurial lives, because at every time in life there'll be an obstacle that you need to overcome, and you need endurance to go over each obstacle that life throws at you.
I've learned a lot, the issue about discipline. I've learned a lot about discipline, as in waking up early, trying to push in for whatever you want. They believe that you can do anything, but you just need to endure as an entrepreneur. So going home, for me, in this challenge, I've learned a lot, taking the disciplinary aspect with me and the endurance aspect. And then also my expectation is to be able to learn a lot out of this KIC thing, because just this orientation has actually opened my mind. And for me, this is something that Ghana should really applaud.
Although it was an enlightening experience for all, this may be the end of the journey for some, as there will be an eviction before the next stage, the market research. For Joy Business, Karen Dood.
So, you know, the challenge is on. Definitely good for teamwork. So if you're looking for some ideas to get your team to bond, you could try the military way. That's AM Business. Join us every Wednesday here on the AM show right after sports, where we bring you very interesting business stories.